Hello everyone, welcome to my internship presentation. My name is Carla Miranda and I'm a Marriage and Family Studies major with a clinical professional emphasis. I have completed my internship at Albuquerque Public Schools, Truancy Prevention and Intervention program as a social worker intern. Even though I am not a social work major, this applies a lot to the field, and I've been able to learn a lot from this. Arranging this internship was not an easy task, as I contacted many agencies, profit and non-profit, and as I came across the Student, Family, and Community Supports Division with Albuquerque Public Schools, I knew this is what I wanted to do. So I started doing some research on the program, and I applied that to a cover letter. I emailed an updated resume and the cover letter that I created specifically for this internship to the person in charge of arranging these interviews. Shortly after, I received an email offering me an interview, and they wanted me to come to the office. However, at this time I was still in Idaho, and this position was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where my family lives and where I had planned to move after completing classes at BYU, Idaho. I explained the situation, and they were willing to do an interview over Skype. This was a little bit different. However, it worked out so well. I was able to meet with the truancy social worker coordinator and one of the many truancy social workers out in the field, and they were very nice. I was able to share with them why I wanted to do this, what I had learned in my classes that could benefit their program, and one of them was my connections to the schools that they work with, and that is that two of my siblings had graduated from this high school, which gave me a lot of more passion for this position. The internship assignment was obviously at Del Norte High School and Hodgen Elementary School. None of my siblings attend at this elementary school, but I do know a lot of kids in our neighborhood, which at times could have the possibility of a conflict of interest, but fortunately that situation wasn't presented. These two schools are great. They have both of them have a high population of Spanish-speaking students, and that is one of my biggest passions, being able to help that community that many times is unaware of the resources that are available for their children, and even for them to help their own kids. The responsibilities were different at the two schools because of the age of the students. At the high school level, we ran the daily attendance reports, which are called the 1900 reports, and these reports provides you with a list of students that have 5 or more unexcused absences. Once we receive this report, we go down through the list, and we start looking at each student, finding out what's going on. We start pulling them out of class, which is not an easy task, because if they're on our list, it's most likely they're not going to be in school the day that we need to talk to them. So we need to be constantly checking on them. But if the student is not in school at that moment, we go ahead and contact the parents and make them aware of the situation, who we are, what are we doing in school, why are we looking for their kids, and we offer help. What can we do? When the student is actually in school, which is rarely, if they're on our list, we meet with them in a private setting where the student is comfortable enough to talk about what is going on in their lives. We have seen many different stories. We have seen students struggling with transportation, lack of support from their parents, students that are homeless, or students that just lack motivation for school. And when I say motivation, this falls into two different categories: the ones that are slacking, but also the ones that are struggling with a learning disability that hasn't been identified. When we're able to meet with the student, we create a student attendance success plan, which is a contract where the student signs on what are they going to do to change the pattern. We also include what can the parent do to help the student to be in school every day, and where we as social workers can do for the students. What are the resources that we're providing? What are we gonna do to help the student? At the elementary school level is different because we cannot meet with the students. We still run the 1900 report, and our list is also the same, just like the other list at the high school level. However, we don't meet with the students. We actually contact their parents and find out what is going on from them. We also provide available resources. And many times we come across families that need resources that we don't know, we are not aware of. So we go out and do some research, or we contact our fellow social workers to see if they know of a resource that we're not aware of. What things I have brought in to benefit this site? One of the most important things that I have done to benefit this program has been my Spanish skills, I believe. And obviously the things that I've learned in my courses. And combining those two, I'm able to help the Spanish-speaking population. I've been able to interpret between parents and the school administration. And sadly, we have been able to interpret between the students and their own parents. We have come to realize that many of the students that come from Spanish-speaking households are forgetting their Spanish, are not learning, and there is a gap in the communication between them and their parents. We have also been able to help the parents to become more aware of the resources. How can they monitor their students' grades, their students' attendance? How can they be more involved? Another thing that I believe I've increased this year has been the communication between the school principal and the dean of students and the truancy social worker. In previous years, I've learned that there was not a whole lot of communication, which did not make the social workers work easier, because she was missing pieces. When a student was being suspended, she was not aware, which was redundant sometimes to pull the students out of class, and they had been suspended, and that's why they had not been in school. How I have benefited from this internship? This is a great question. I've been able to benefit myself in so many ways. I have grown as a person. I have grown as a family services person. But network is one of the biggest ones. because once you're in the field, you are able to connect with so many people. Just in the last couple of weeks, we've been able to attend conferences, trainings, um, where people from different organizations come together. Just last week, we had mission graduate conference, where we had the superintendent from Albuquerque Public Schools. The mayor was present, a senator, and the presidents or agents from many organizations. We had different workshops, where we were able to get information to benefit our own students, training on different softwares and programs that they use. And the experience has been great. I have been able to do a lot of hands-on work. I've been able to shadow the social worker, but I have also been able to run a conversation with the students and create that student success plan. Some of the important connections that I've made with the courses in my internship, there's a lot, and as I go, I learn more. But the first one that came to me was the importance of the statistics class. I thought that it was just useless information, but as I'm out in the field, I am able to understand its importance. Also, being professional, the way people look at you, the way people treat you because of how you look, how you dress, how you behave. Also understanding the target population. We have been able to make adjustments. We've been having to do that, translating material so our Spanish-speaking parents can understand. And something that was mentioned at the last conference was the importance of ecosystems and how all of those have a huge impact in families and individuals. I have been very pleased with this internship, and I would recommend anyone who's willing to come to Albuquerque, New Mexico, or who is from this area or around to come to Albuquerque Public Schools. The social worker that I'm currently working for is Angelica Regino, and she's a truancy prevention social worker at Del Norte High School and Hodgin Elementary School. And here's her contact information. Her phone number is 505-259-6172, and her email is angelica.regino@aps.edu. If you have any questions, please feel free to email her or call her, and she will be more than happy to work with you. Thank you, and good luck in your future endeavors.